It has been far, far, far too long since we last saw Ratchet & Clank. But at long last, we are finally here. Hello and welcome to Let's Play Ratchet & Clank Going Commando. I am the MaxOfFewTrades, and as said prior, it's been, what, 2 to 3-ish years since I played the first Ratchet & Clank game, which is downright criminal. I don't know why it's taken me so long to continue this. Alongside Jak and Daxter and Sly Cooper, I've got a lot of sequels that desperately need to be played. And I've decided, hey, I'm going to devote some time to working on that right here, right now. Now, fun little story about Ratchet & Clank 2, Going Commando, is that I did not play this game in its correct order. You see, I got the first Ratchet & Clank and my PlayStation 2 for Christmas as part of a bundle one year, long time ago, I think 2003. And, I played it, and it was wonderful. And then many years later, I Let's Played it, and again, it was still a lot of fun. Ratchet is even playing it himself. He decided to stop playing his sequel and start playing the original, which is pretty funny. And I didn't really have any friends or magazine subscriptions. The internet was barely anything at the time, so I had really no idea when or if at all that a sequel ever was created for the Ratchet & Clank. So when I eventually did hear of a sequel, I heard of Ratchet & Clank Up Your Arsenal, the third game in the series. But having no way of knowing that it was the third and not the second, I bought that and played that, you know, on a near constant basis. Oh, let's go back. I played that on a near constant basis, and I didn't play Going Commando until a couple years after the fact. It's a downright shame that, because this game is good, but playing the third one kind of spoiled a few things, because a lot of the stuff introduced in this game is brought back and refined and perfected in the third one, making the whole thing feel a little odd. But aside from all of that, this is still a very, very good game, and we are going to play it, and it's going to be a ton of fun for all the peoples at home. Hopefully you'll enjoy it. Anyway, you might notice why I'm just rambling on about stuff and not actually playing yet. That's because I wanted to show off a little old Easter egg, you know? And it involves entirely on the games that Ratchet is playing right now. He's constantly cycling through various games, mostly just Ratchet 1 and 2, and it kind of goes on like that for a while. If you hang out long enough, you'll get some neat little, I don't know, like a premonition of the future, of future things to come. You might be able to, I don't know, gain a little bit of strategic advantage perhaps, but if you wait long enough, and it can take a while, Ratchet will play some other games, and you just might recognize them. It could take a little while for us to get there, so we're just gonna speed things up now. And he is back to playing Ratchet & Clank 1. Ratchet is apparently very, very indecisive when it comes to the video games that he plays at any given moment. It seems like whenever he's met with even the smallest amount of resistance, he decides to hold off and put something else in, but I'm not gonna judge. He can do whatever he wants, but this is still not what we're waiting for. It's gonna take a little while longer. And ta-da! Check this noise out. He is actually playing Jak and Daxter 1: The Precursor Legacy. That's made by an entirely different developer. That's made by Naughty Dog, not Insomniac Games. How'd they get permission for this nonsense? That's redunculous. I always thought that was super amazing. I was like, wait, what on earth are they playing? That's not Ratchet & Clank. Oh, I loved seeing that, but you might think that this is all, that this is the only amazing thing that we'll be seeing today. Oh no! Ratchet's got more games in his arsenal that we definitely gotta check out. So, we're just gonna wait a little bit longer as Daxter, he interrupted his dance. Rough. Alright, I believe he's gonna be switching back to, yep, his game now. Alright then, back to the speed up! And once again, back to Ratchet & Clank 1. My goodness gracious, you sure are taking your time with these Easter eggs, Ratchet. Good lord, come on, man. I'm trying to do a Let's Play here, not an Easter egg showcase. I just wanted to get this out of the way because I thought it was really cool. Hurry up and pick the other game. Sheesh, took you long enough, dude. It may not look familiar to you if you've never played the game yourself, but this is actually Jak and Daxter 2. A game that I personally really should have Let's Played a long time ago, but that's neither here nor there. It'll happen eventually. Don't you worry about that noise. Point is, I don't even know if Jak 2 was out yet. I'm going to assume it probably was. Otherwise, Ratchet would have some sort of unfinished build of the game, which would just be plain weird. Regardless, again, pretty awesome. But the two known Jak and Daxter games at the time are being played by Ratchet himself. It's honestly kind of amazing. However, okay, apparently he crashed his vehicle. That's a problem. However, the Easter eggs are still not through. Oh yes, we've got one more. It's, again, gonna take a while. I realize it's taking a very long time for us to actually start this Let's Play, but come on, guys. You gotta admit, this is pretty awesome. Alright, keep it going. Ta-da! At long last, what I presume to be the final Easter egg. We've got Ratchet playing Sly Cooper 1. I don't know if Sly Cooper 2 eventually shows up into this little slideshow of PlayStation platforming classics, but the point remains. That's another completely different company. That's Sucker Punch Entertainment right there. Pretty awesome that they agreed to this. I mean, I guess it is free advertising, and it is a pretty well-hidden Easter egg. You kind of have to hang out on this screen for a ridiculously long amount of time, but there you go. Ratchet is a fan of his chief rivals, I suppose, and that's pretty dang great. Alright, now that we've wasted quite a great deal of time, how about we actually start and play this game? My goodness gracious. Alright, so seeing as how it's been, very, very long since I played this game, and it's easily the Ratchet & Clank game that I have the least experience with, I actually played through it twice in order to get a better way of being able to handle this whole thing. So we should be able to not get stuck on anything, and if we do, I'm going to feel like a real idiot. But, you know, that's nothing new. That's nothing new at all. Anyway, it's been about a year or so since Ratchet & Clank defeated Chairman Drek. What on earth have they been up to all this ding-dang time?
Welcome back to Behind the Hero. Tonight's heroes are the duo who recently restored peace and order to our galaxy, Ratchet and Clank. So, gentlemen, tell us about your latest incredible adventures.
Well, as you can imagine, we've been pretty busy. After Drek's defeat, there were parades, press conferences, fancy dress balls.
And the wiener roast at Al's.
Oh yeah, that. And then things started to slow down a bit. After that,
There was the grand opening at Groovy Lube.
Right. I think that was last week.
6 months ago.
We're still pretty busy, but in a more, domestic sense.
Yesterday, I flushed out my radiator core.
I guess no one needs a hero right now.
And then, serendipitously,
Miss Littlebottom, I found our man.
privacy invasion!
Welcome.
What the...
I'm Abercrombie Fizzwidget, founder of the Megacorp Company in the Bogon Galaxy.
Bogon?
I'm sorry to incapacitate you, but our entire galaxy is in a very precocious situation. I must humbly request your sustenance on a mission of dire urgitude, a mission of superfluous peril, a mission of unequivocal imperitude.
Did that make any sense?
So, you need me to go on a dangerous mission in another galaxy.
Indubitably. A few days ago, this top-secret biological experiment was stolen from our testing laboratory by this dupliferous criminal mastermind, and I need you to get the experiment back.
We'll do it!
We will?
Frank, I have precipitated your recalcitrance and have made special improvisations for you. We are prepared to give you a job as the head accountant for Megacorp, plus a penthouse suite in lovely Megapolis, and our state-of-the-art robotic masseuse.
Deal.
As for you, Ratchet, I'll need you in superlatory shape. While in transit to the Bogon Galaxy, you will undergo heavy training and conditioning, including martial arts, heavy weaponry, survival skills, stealth, macrame, ballroom dance, and origami.
That's not superfluous at all. But I like it!
We've used bipolar vector regurgitation to track the thief's location to a flying base in Sector 7. Infiltrate the base and retrieve the experiment.
Sir, ready for launch.
And just like that, thrusted into another grand adventure. Ha ha! Although Clank will not be with us for at least a little while, but that's okay, we won't need him. Ratchet is more than capable of handling this situation on his own.
Ratchet reporting. I'm on final approach to coordinates 37 Alpha.
Good luck. I'm counting on you.
Affirmative. Beginning radio silence.
Boy, I have a lot of ground to cover here. Okay. Alright, so let's go over the basic things that have changed. You might notice, first and foremost, actually, yeah, the first thing you might notice is that Ratchet sounds a bit different than he did in the first game. That's because he has a completely new voice actor. His voice was, in the first game, I think he was voiced by a man named Michael Kelly, or something around that general idea. Terribly wrong, sorry if I got your name wrong. However, after the first game, most people agreed, hey, this is a pretty fun game, I like it, it's really great. However, that Ratchet character was kind of an unlikable jerkwad. And while he did experience some character development, I can't say I completely disagree. He certainly kicked the dog one too many times. So they decided, okay, fine. We'll rework the character a little bit, make him a bit nicer, a bit softer, get him a new voice actor to reflect that. So they got the one, the only, oh my sweet, merciful baby child, James Arnold Taylor. Oh my goodness gracious, this man is the man with the plan. He's been in everything and everyone since Everything Everywhere. Things you might know him from? Well, he was Titus in Final Fantasy X, which isn't exactly the most prestigious of roles. He was Johnny Test. Remember Johnny Test? Yeah, that wasn't a very popular show either, although it did go on for a very long time, so financially, very successful. Point is, he's done a lot of stuff, but I know him most well known for being Ratchet, as he is still Ratchet to this very day, which is pretty awesome. Nextly, you might notice that Ratchet has a pretty nifty suit of armor nowadays. Oh, that's because, look, you see that little nobule back up there at the top? That's our health. And by Jove Almighty, it's quite a bit spacious up there now, which means it actually means as we fight our enemies, we got a bit of an RPG EXP mechanic here. As I defeat enemies, I will slowly but surely gain more HP, and that's pretty awesome. You'll get much more than just the maximum of 8 from the first game. And I suppose the last thing I can go over is our weaponry. Our weaponry, just like ourselves and our armor, actually also level up. By using the items enough, it will eventually supercharge itself into an even better, more powerful, and amazing weapon. Granted, the third game took this concept and made it infinitely better and more noticeable, and in this game, it's not all that big of a change or a difference. But yeah, they made a new mechanic and they made it awesome, and then they took it in the sequel and they made it even better. All right, that should be literally all of the expository nonsense I can possibly dish out at you guys right now. So. Let us play some video games. Kind of weird to not be in the Solana Galaxy anymore, though. I mean, Bogon's okay, but, you know, this is the only game that it takes place in that particular place. Either way, doesn't matter. We've got the Lancer! Pew, 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 pew! And again, I say, oh, pew, 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 pew! You and your weird saw-blade arms are nothing. Nothing in comparison to Ratchet's awesome might. We also have a gravity bomb, so that's pretty cool. It's like a grenade. A bit of a step up from the bomb glove, I've got to be perfectly honest. Yeah, they've definitely started to find their groove. This is you could tell from the first game the weapons were really more necessity rather than creativity-wise. They were pretty simple, mundane stuff, at least compared to everything else that Ratchet gets in the rest of this series. This game definitely steps up the noise when it comes to the sorts of weapons you can get, and it will only escalate further as time goes on, and it will be a wonderful time when we finally reach those wonderful magical items that we get in later games. But the ones in here are nothing to sneeze at. Let us have some fun, why don't we? There we go. You can actually see like I got a little orange in that bar next to my weapon, and I got a little orange bar underneath my health. That's the XP meters. Simple as that. There we go. And also, strafe. We get to strafe. I don't think that's something we could do in the first game. There's a lot of improvements. This is definitely a step up from where we were before, and I liked the first game plenty, don't you get me wrong. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of improvement going on in here. Anyway, okay, I've rattled on long enough. Let's just play ourselves some video games and have a good old time. Gotta find that Tribble and/or Twonky, or whatever you want to call it. You want me to use the gravity bomb? All right, I can do that. Booyakasha! And then everything blew up slightly. Good times, except for that one. He managed to survive. Not good. There, now you're dead. Good times. And I almost killed myself falling off of a ledge. That would be a very undignified end for us, especially after all that training. Ooh, boy. Hi, little guy. Oh.
I see it's time to update my security forces.
Whoa, no, hey, no, look, I'm just here to fix the transflexor coil.
Nice try. Give my regards to Megacorp. Finish him.
Why were we programmed to laugh at our boss's expense? Seems counterintuitive. Then again, I suppose the Ratchet & Clank universe does go to extraordinary lengths to show that robots aren't just mindless automatons. Although that does make the fact that I'm killing them in the massive amounts of droves right now kind of a bit dark in retrospect, but I suppose they knew what they were signing on to, at the very least. Or at least that's what I'm going to have to tell myself in order to sleep at night. Alright. Seems like it would... I don't know why we can't just go through that one. See, like, it's got a hatch. We could open that up. But, alright, fine. You want me to go down here? Then this is where I should go. Right onto the wing! We're Twilight zoning up. Alright. Your flamethrowers mean nothing to me. Back off. Get out of here. Choo choo choo. Alright. I like that the bolts that we collect now actually look like they're worth more. They're actually kind of golden tinted and stuff. That's awesome.
Thugs for less. If it ain't broke, we'll break it.
Right. I'm in the market for some security.
You'll bring the cash, we'll bring the thrash.
Good. I need your best men to meet me at these coordinates.
Yeah, well, that's never good. Getting some hired help, eh? Alright, seeing as how I have to turn down the volume in order to make the recording work properly, I'm going to need the subtitles on. Thank you very much. Okay, that way I always actually know what they're saying. The game's pretty dang quiet right now, so don't get picked up on my microphone, you see.
You're at full health, so you don't need the nanotech.
Yeah, I know that. I was trying to smash the other stuff. Not that's any of your business. Megacorp computer. I missed the Gadgetron help desk girl. Well, who is this? Who is this sham of a sham? I do not care for her one bit. All right. Whoop, okay, surprise attack. Shouldn't have been a surprise, but it was a surprise nonetheless. All right, out of the way, nerds and nerd-related sentries.
Aim your Lancer more accurately by holding L1.
True enough, but 95% of all of our enemies are going to approach us. Like, okay, yeah, I'm aiming it as well as I can. And I guess I'm not close enough. It's a whole lot easier just to let them get over to me. Much easier. Boom, 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 boom. Targeting reticules. It's so much easier to hit our opponents now. I missed this. I missed this game series. Oh, it's so good. So good. I'm sorry it took so long to finally get to playing this. I promise you, it will not happen again. At the very least, you won't have to be waiting 4 years. I don't need to reverse no camera controls. Get out of my business, random gal. I've got robots to fight, like this. Those guys. See, they exploded. Oh, now we've got those guys. So many peoples all up in here. All right. I shall collect the spoils of war. There are actually there's a lot of stuff we can conceivably do. There's a lot of skill points, basically achievements before achievements were achievements, except these ones actually unlock things like cheat codes, and they're not actually like cheat codes so much as they are like big head mode or make Ratchet wear a tuxedo, that sort of stuff. I'm not going to be able to do all of them, but I'm certainly going to try. I'm also definitely not going to get enough bolts in order to afford every single weapon in the game. But again, I shall do my best to display as much as I can. Huh. Ratchet pulled that move off before Captain Falcon ever did. Who'd have thunk it? Whoops. Oh. No remorse. That's just downright depressing and whatnot.
Ratchet checking in, sir.
Incredulous. I didn't expect to hear from you again, so soon.
There was a slight problem. The thief escaped with the experiment, and I have no idea where he was headed.
Not to worry. I just received an emission which may lubricate the matter.
Please stop saying words like that.
Do you have any maps for this quadrant of the galaxy?
You bet, mister. We got galactic maps, 3D maps, fold-outs, cutouts, maps to the stars, and their homes.
Sorry about that.
Rude.
Oh, I forgot my wallet. Could you, take care of this?
Perimeter defenses deactivated.
You forgot your change.
I'm on my way.
And there you have it.